Okay, hi guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I usually use the dashboard, not just the ranges, but maybe it's useful for you. So, when I want to jump into a pool, I will usually filter by the tokens I'm interested. So, in this example, I'm gonna use Arbitrum Uniswap, and I wanna go into one kind of the classic pools, Ethereum and USDT, for example. So, you have the selection period here. By default is 1 day, but then you can switch into 1 week. It's going to update the correlation and the APR. Same with the month, also the average volume, fees, and over TVL. It's going to be refreshed. So let's say I want to select the Ethereum USDT pool. So on the first screen, you will get, of course, the uh, historical information. By default, it starts with 1 week, but let's say I want to open a pool for 1 month, so then I can select 1 month for the drop down, and it's going to show you the liquidity, volume, daily APR, daily price based on USD, US dollars, so that's the price from Ethereum, and the relative price, and also the inverted relative price. Then when we go into the most important tool, the APR calculator, the first range that is suggested is using the market button. So if you click on market, nothing happens. But then if we switch into narrow, you will see a narrower range. It's based on the prices that we have here. You have the current price, and it will go around the current price plus minus what we call a sigma value, which is the variance of the price across the period. Then you can also select wide short. That means that you want to go lower on the minimum range, or you can select wide long that will go longer on the high range. And then of course you can switch the ranges here up and down. So let's go with the market options. That's the one that I would say I will use 95% of the time. And since this is a low risk pool, or yeah, low risk pool Ethereum USDT, I would like to use a 1 month period. And this will give me an initial range, 2,229 to 2,677. So one indicator that we have been talking about with Dan for a long time. It's something that I initially developed with Floodlocker and Tintin is called the geometric mean. So the geometric mean is the square root of the product of this value multiplied by this value. Since the pools do not use linear scales, so when I click plus here, the value is going up by 0.1%. It's the double of the fee tier, and it goes down. It goes down by 0.1%. So as you go lower, the difference between the current price and the next price is kind of shortened. It's smaller each time, but when you go wider, it starts going way higher. So when you are at 4,000, every time you click, it's like adding almost $4 on the price. When right now it's less than 3. So you can see what I mean. It's like this is not linear. This is mostly, let's say, logarithmic or exponential. And the geometric mean, or CPI, is actually the center of that pool. So let's say I'm on range for a long time, and eventually I want to rebalance my pool. So what I do, I will use the future price. And the future price, it actually makes sense if we go out of range. So what happens if we go above 2677? So let's say 2700. In that case, I can calculate the newest range. So there is the narrow option here, and it actually works in this case. So a newer narrow range will be up to 2,770, and the lower is 21.55. But if we go with the market option, it will be wider. So you can see that the what is that? Future CPI. This is the new calculated symmetric mean, 22,443 matches this value. So that means depending on what value we select for the future price, the tool will automatically select the newest range. Okay. So let's say we go on the lower range. So instead of going above 2677, we go below 2229. So let's go with 2000 as the minimum price. Now I say, okay, let's go with the narrow range. So now you can see that we go from 1928 to 3095 on the narrow one. And if we go with the market one, it goes even longer. 1856 and $3,215. So both of them have what we call the backtester and liquidity charts. So if I click here, I will get this new chart selected. It's the liquidity on the first pool. So the liquidity is gonna go from minus 25% of the lower range. So it will go below 2229 and the max price is 2,677. So when we get into closer to 2,677, the liquidity is all converted and it's gonna get flat. But when we move down, it starts to convert on the other side, and when we go below 22, 29, the price, so here is the price, it's about here, it's when we got kind of the liquidity, everything is converted, and you can see that here. So we have everything is Ethereum at this point, and when we get into the range at 2229, it will start converting. It's gonna have a bit of Ethereum and a bit of USDT. When we get into the geometric mean, it's gonna be 50, almost 50-50. We don't have exactly here the geometric mean, but you can see that the value of each one of the tokens is close to 50-50, and then when we keep going down on the price, up on the price, it will start converting, and then it's just USDC here. Then we have this other chart which is called the backtesting results. So we will start with this, our initial liquidity, and then there is a whole value will be like having 50% of Ethereum and 50% of USDT at the beginning. As the yellow one, what will happen if we kept that value across the time? And then we have the pool value, which is kind of this curve here, how will behave across the time. So this is liquidity or US dollars versus price. So we can go up and up and up and down all the time. But this one is across the time. So we are using kind of say 1 month for the period. And what would have happened if we invested $1,000 1 month ago when we get into the current day? So you can see that the pool value will be almost the same. The whole will be also the same, but the pool with the liquidities is actually $1,019. So by staying on the pool, we will be making more money than actually holding or just having the pool with no fees. Okay. So what happens if we do the same with the new backtest or this new range? This is the future one. So we will get another liquidity chart into liquidity and the future tokens. In this case, we did another a chart for the backtest because it's about the same. But you can see that the chart here is it's how do you say, stretched. And the minimum value here is 1392, while here it was like 1672, because the liquidity is going to be spread across a longer range. And in this one, we have this line that is the whole pool. What happens if we get the initial representation of tokens? So we kept Ethereum at 85% of Ethereum, our 14% of USDT. So this is this line. And then the blue line is only the liquidity pool, and the orange one is the liquidity pool plus fees. So how do we get those fees? This difference between the blue one and the yellow line, and the orange line, sorry, it's selected with this selector here. So if, let's say, we want to run the pool for 90 days, we can run the backtest again here, and you will see that this difference is getting bigger, and the same here. So yeah, so this is the way we kind of came up with this idea of the initial liquidity price and range, and how you can select the future range price and liquidity. Okay, I hope it makes sense and it's useful for you.